What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping into something. Why everyone is moving to the Netherlands in 2025, but can you survive? I could definitely survive. I know enough Dutch people now. I could fit right in if I needed to. I could hide under someone's couch. I would fit in. I would survive. Let's go. We know a lot about the Netherlands, obviously. A lot of this stuff that we're about to hear, we may already know. But shout out to Annalie for the request. I appreciate it. Get over and show Cause Compass all the love in the world. We're subbed up. We're smashing the like button. Let's see if there's anything new to learn. Hopefully, we don't just talk about Rotterdam and Amsterdam because we know the Netherlands is much bigger than that.
A country where you can legally
I have a feeling we're just sticking with Rotterdam and Amsterdam.
buy tulips, cheese, and cannabis all on the same street. But here's the twist. The Dutch are among the
That's because they're always out on their bicycle. Hello, we would be healthy over here too if more of a majority of the people were using bicycles instead of their damn cars to get around.
healthiest, happiest, and most law-abiding people on Earth. How does that even work?
You're about to step into a country where freedom is a way of life. But nothing is quite what it seems. This isn't just another travel video. It's your backstage pass to the real Netherlands, where every street hides a story and every rule has a twist. Ready to unlock the secrets?
I'm ready.
Drop your
Give me
wildest
some
Dutch
secrets.
stereotype in the comments. Let's
Your wildest Dutch stereotype. What is our wildest Dutch stereotype? I don't know. There's so many to damn choose from. Probably who's somebody who's very direct about the weather.
see who gets surprised first.
How can a country be famous for its freedom, but also for its rules? In the Netherlands, you can walk into a coffee shop and legally buy cannabis, but you'll get a stern
In California, they deliver it to my door.
look if you cross the street outside the zebra crossing.
That's true.
You can cycle anywhere, but don't you dare ring your bell too loudly.
What does that mean? Ring your bell too loud. They got one sound. It's one bell, right? Ding ding.
Dutch had built a society where almost anything goes, except when it doesn't. Here, freedom isn't just a word, it's a way of life. The Dutch believe everyone should do what makes them happy as long as it doesn't bother anyone else. That's why you'll see people sunbathing in city parks, holding hands with whoever they love, and riding bikes in business suits. But there's a catch. The rules are everywhere, and they're enforced with a smile. Want to rent an apartment? You'll need paperwork, references, and a patience level worthy of a monk.
Because we know that housing is already kind of a hard thing to find, right? It's already a housing crisis in certain places, not enough houses, and then videos like this draw in more tourists. I feel your pain, Dutchies.
Want to throw a party? Better warn your neighbors or you'll get a polite but firm knock on your door. This is the Dutch paradox, a place where freedom and order dance together, sometimes awkwardly, sometimes beautifully. And it's just the beginning. Why do the Dutch love rules so much, even as they break them? Stick around, because the answer is hidden in the landscape itself.
The Netherlands shouldn't exist.
No, it shouldn't. We know. They stole the land back from Poseidon. We know. We know about that.
Seriously, over a quarter of the country is below sea level. The land is flat as a pancake, and the only thing standing between the Dutch and the North Sea is a network of dikes, dams, and pumps so complex, it's been called the eighth wonder of the world.
And rightly so.
Take a train from Amsterdam to Rotterdam, and you'll see fields that look like mirrors. Water everywhere, reflecting the sky. Windmills spin on the horizon, not just for show, but because they've been pumping water for centuries. The Dutch have literally created their own land, piece by piece, fighting the sea with technology and stubbornness. But the real magic is in the hidden corners. There's a village called Giethoorn, where there are no roads.
Obviously, some of the pronunciation's gonna be off. Don't blame the video creators.
Just canals and little boats.
I would have said it like that back in the day too.
In the north, the Waddenzee turns into a walkable mud flat at low tide, and you can hike from one island to another with the sea nipping at your heels. In the south, you'll find rolling hills and vineyards that feel more like France than Holland. Every region has its own secret. The city of Utrecht hides a network of medieval cellars beneath its canals, now turned into cozy cafes. In the east, forests and heather fields stretch for miles, and wild horses roam free. Even the cities are full of surprises. Rotterdam looks like a futuristic playground.
It really does. I'll give you that much.
Rebuilt after World War
Amazing
II with
architecture.
wild, experimental architecture. So here's the question. If the Dutch can build a country out of water, what else have they managed to create from nothing?
Lots of things, an extreme amount of things.
The answer? A society as diverse and surprising as the land itself.
The Netherlands is home to over 17 million people, but don't expect everyone to look or sound the same. The Dutch are famously tall, but you'll see faces from every corner of the world. In Amsterdam alone, more than 180 nationalities live side by side. Walk down a street and you'll hear Dutch, English, Turkish, Arabic, and even Indonesian, sometimes all in the same tram. But there's one thing that unites everyone: the art of being direct. The Dutch don't sugarcoat. If your hair looks weird, they'll tell you. If your idea is bad,
And you know what? It started off as a little weird, meeting all the Dutchies and seeing how direct they are sometimes. But now it's refreshing because Americans will blow all kinds of smoke up your ass and put on fake faces and not tell you what they really feel. I'm saying, if I stink or something, somebody need to go on ahead and tell somebody.
they'll say so. It's not rude, it's honest. And once you get used to it, it's actually refreshing. No guessing games, no fake smiles, just straight talk. Daily life
No beating around the bush.
here is a blend of old and new. In the morning, you'll see kids cycling to school, rain or shine, with their parents balancing groceries on the handlebars. Offices open late, and lunch is usually a simple sandwich. No fuss, no drama. After work, the parks fill up with people of all ages, sharing beers and stories as the sun sets over the canals. But there's a hidden side, too. The Dutch
get
are
to see the
private.
hidden
They
side?
love their big windows, but they rarely close the curtains. It's
Yeah, now you guys would freak out if you saw my house. We got curtains everywhere. We got the doors closed and locked, the windows closed and locked. A lot of times there's bars over my bedroom windows. Like, I don't know. It's a different kind of world over here. It would be nice to just visit so I could just say, you know what? I went to a place that was a lot safer than the place that I came from. Like, I can't tell you the last time that I wasn't of a security mindset here in California. It's just a wild, wild thing.
a silent way of saying, I have nothing to hide. Yet don't expect to be invited inside right away. Friendship takes time, but once you're in, you're family. So what's
That
it
part I
really
can
like to
agree
build
with.
a life here as an outsider? Is it easy to fit in, or do you always feel like a guest? The answer depends on how well you can handle the next chapter. Culture shock. King's Day turns the whole country orange.
How can I handle King's Day? Come on. Yes, that would be all about it. I know there's people that hate it, and there's people that love it, but it fell on mine ears, you understand? A lot of the carnival music and King's Day things that are happening. I want to be a part of it. Of course I can handle that part.
With street
You'll find me somewhere, wherever the party's the liveliest.
parties, flea markets, and boats, packed so tight they look like floating dance floors. In December, Sinterklaas arrives by steamboat, bringing gifts and a swirl of controversy about old traditions. Summer means music festivals in every city, from techno in Amsterdam to jazz in Rotterdam.
There's more than Amsterdam and Rotterdam, though. Let's just throw that out there. We know more about Dutch history now, probably, than I do about American history.
But the real culture shock comes from the unwritten rules. Don't be late, ever.
always split the bill, even on a first date,
That's never gonna happen with me.
and never ever walk in the bike lane unless you want to be yelled at in 5 languages. The Dutch love their bikes more than their cars, and they'll defend their right of way with a passion. There's a rhythm to life here, a mix of freedom and structure that can feel strange at first, but once you learn the dance, it's hard not to fall in love. Still, there's one thing that can trip up even the most seasoned expat: the cost of living.
Let's get real. The Netherlands is not cheap.
Comparatively speaking to California, I would have to beg to differ there.
Amsterdam rents can make your eyes water. Expect to pay 1,500 euros a month for a tiny apartment in the city center, and even more if you want a canal view. In smaller cities like Groningen or Eindhoven, you'll find better deals, but housing is still a challenge. There's a housing shortage, and competition is fierce. Many expats and students end up in shared flats or even converted houseboats. Groceries are reasonable if you shop at local markets or discount chains like Albert Heijn or Lidl. A week's worth of food for one person can cost around 50 to 70 euros. Eating out is
Obviously, all of this depends on your current situation, your living
a
situation.
treat, not a habit. Dinner at a mid-range restaurant will set you back 20 to 30 euros per person, and a coffee in a cafe is about 3 euros. Transport is where the Dutch shine. Most people cycle everywhere, and a decent second-hand bike costs around 100 euros. Trains and trams are clean, fast, and reliable, but not cheap. A monthly public transport pass in Amsterdam is about 100 euros. But here's the hack. If you use an OV chip card and travel off-peak, you can save a lot. Healthcare is excellent, but you'll need insurance. Basic health insurance is mandatory and costs around 130 euros a month, but covers most needs. Dental and extra coverage cost more. The good news? Doctor visits are quick and hospitals are world-class. Internet is fast and cheap, about 40 euros a month for high-speed fiber. Entertainment is everywhere, from free outdoor concerts to world-class museums. The Dutch love their libraries, and many offer free or cheap memberships, even for expats. Want to save money? Shop at open-air markets, buy a museum cart for unlimited museum visits, and learn to cook at home. And don't forget the magic of borrel, the Dutch tradition of sharing drinks and snacks with friends at home instead of pricey bars. But here's
I always drink at home instead of fancy bars.
the real secret. The Dutch don't chase
See, I would survive. You got Subway, you got McDonald's, you got all of the things that all of the comforts from home that nobody actually needs because it's terrible food for you. But occasionally you want to taste something a little familiar, and you got that.
luxury
I've been to countries where there wasn't a McDonald's or anything in sight, and you were stuck eating whatever there was that you could find on the street that looked good enough to eat.
They value gezelligheid, a word that means cozy togetherness. It's not about spending money, but about feeling at home, wherever you are. So, is the high cost of living worth it? The answer lies in the next chapter, the quality of life.
Why do so many people dream of moving to the Netherlands?
Because they're tired of working their ass off for nothing with no work-life balance.
Even with the high prices and rainy weather? The answer is simple: quality of life. The Netherlands consistently ranks among the happiest countries in the world. Crime rates are low, healthcare is top-notch, and the work-life balance is legendary. Let's talk safety. You can walk alone at night in most Dutch cities without worry. Violent crime is rare, and the police are friendly and approachable. The biggest danger? Getting hit by a bike. Healthcare is a point of pride. Every resident is covered and the system is efficient. Doctors are direct, sometimes shockingly so, but they listen and they care. Pharmacies are everywhere, and emergency care is fast and affordable. Work-life balance is sacred. The Dutch work fewer hours than almost anyone in Europe, and part-time jobs are common. Parents get generous leave, and kids grow up with freedom and independence. Schools are excellent, and universities attract students from all over the world. But the real secret to Dutch happiness is something you can't buy. It's a sense of belonging,
the feeling that you're part of a community. Whether you're sharing a meal with neighbors, joining a local sports club, or just chatting with the cashier, there's a warmth here that surprises newcomers. Still, there are things nobody tells you about life in the Netherlands. The next chapter is where we spill the secrets.
I wonder if there's gonna be any secrets that are new.
Ready for some secrets? The Dutch are obsessed with the
That's not a secret. That's an obvious thing. Just talk to the Dutch people. You will hear something. I hear something about the weather literally every single day, multiple times a day in the Discord. And it's always a Dutchie that's mentioning it. Either one day they're complaining that it's too damn hot, the next day they're complaining about that it's too cold, that it's too rainy, that it's
weather. It's the national conversation starter, and everyone has an opinion. Rain is a fact of life, and you'll see people cycling through storms barely blinking. Umbrellas are for tourists. Social etiquette is a minefield. Always say hello when you enter a shop or a waiting room. Don't brag about your achievements. Modesty is a virtue. And if you're invited to a birthday party, be prepared to congratulate everyone in the room,
that one was a little weird.
not just the birthday person. There are taboos too. Money is a touchy subject.
Don't talk about how
Never
much you
ask
make.
someone how much they earn. Politics and religion are discussed openly, but always with respect. And while the Dutch are famously tolerant, there are limits. Racism and discrimination exist just like anywhere else, but they're not tolerated in public life. Here's a wild fact. The Dutch invented the stock market, the microscope, and even
what Wi-Fi. I know you're gonna say Wi-Fi, but it's come on, we learned it.
the Dutch invented
See, highly combustible is ready at any given moment.
the stock market, the microscope, and even Wi-Fi. They're proud of their history, but always looking forward. And they love to debate about everything, from bike lanes to cheese. But the biggest secret? The Dutch are masters of understatement. They'll call something not bad when they mean amazing. So if a Dutch person says your Dutch is quite good, you're basically fluent. So
I don't know about all that. There's a lot of people that tell me my Dutch is getting really good, and I don't believe it.
could you handle the quirks, the rain, and the directness? Or would you run for the nearest sunny beach? The final chapter will test your Dutch survival skills.
I'm ready.
You've
Give me
seen
the quiz.
paradoxes, the hidden corners, the wild festivals, and the real cost of living. You know the secrets, the etiquette, and the taboos. But here's the real question. Could you thrive in a place where freedom and rules collide? Where the weather is wild and the people are even wilder? Drop your answer in the comments. Would
Yes,
you survive
that's my
Dutch
answer.
life, or would you be lost in the canals? And if you've ever been to the Netherlands, what's the one thing that shocked you the most? Share your story and you might just see it in our next episode. If you're hungry for more secrets from the world's most surprising countries, hit that bell so you never miss an adventure.
Hey, full of information, 100% full of good information. Shout out to Annalie for the request. Get over show Cost Compass, all the love in the world. Not everybody out there is as well versed in the Netherlands as we have been, because it's been drilled into us over the last few years. We've learned everything through the whole ages, all of the ages of Dutch history. We've learned it all. Like a very, very resilient people that keep bouncing back no matter what goes wrong. Whether it be floods or wars, or they're still here. They rebuild every single time. We've got a whole bunch of Dutch friends. Shout out to all of you out there. Shout out to the Discordies who keep me company every day. I appreciate you. Get over show Cost Compass love. Hit the like button if you liked it. The dislike button, but it won't believe you. Tell the next one of my combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, stable. Love you to the moon and back. Peace.